Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to come in and give you an update on a story that I just read today that I thought was really interesting. It turns out that prosecutors are now investigating your Cash App. They're looking into Cash App transactions, Block, Square, other payment services, I guess seeking out criminal activity. This is worth paying attention to. I'm going to read some of this to you and give you my assessment on this. So it says here, according to NBC, federal prosecutors are digging into internal practices at Block, the financial technology firm launched by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey, discussing with a former employee alleged widespread and year-long compliance lapses at the company's two main units, Square and Cash App. Two people with direct knowledge of the contact say. During the discussions, the former employee provided prosecutors from the Southern District of New York documents that show that insufficient information is collected from Square and Cash App customers to assess their risks. That Square processed thousands of transactions involving countries subject to economic sanctions, and that Block processed multiple cryptocurrency transactions from terrorist groups. So basically, it looks to me like they're taking a closer look at your Cash App, and they always sort of start off with these extreme cases where they say, look, we're trying to only stop the terrorists, we're only trying to deal with the bad guys, but then ultimately in many cases this does come down to a liberties and freedoms violation sort of thing. This becomes something where it's not just about the terrorists, not just about the extremists. It's more so about a lot of people making everyday regular transactions, particularly when you talk about the fact that the IRS requires you to report a certain amount of money when you do transactions at that level. And so I would say that even though it looks like they're sort of starting at the top and it's not a big deal, I kind of think it is a big deal. I kind of think this is something that's sort of starting the process that might the process to end us on something much deeper than this. And so I'm looking at another article here. They said areas under investigation include whether the company failed to gather sufficient information. So it looks like they're going at the people at the top that are running the company. As a spokesperson for Block said, the company has a responsible and extensive compliance program and that it regularly adapts its practices to meet emerging threats and evolving sanctions in a regulatory environment, continually improving the safety and security of our ecosystem, etc. They said the former employee said the company did not address breaches when alerted, and most of the transactions being examined were not reported to the government as required. Some of the transactions involve sanctioned countries like Cuba, Iran, Russia, and Venezuela. And this is kind of a big deal. Now, by the way, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done this yet. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and you are watching the Black Financial Channel or listening to the Black Financial Channel. I'm also on Spotify and Apple, and also I'll be this on May 18th. I'm going to speak at the Get Money Fest in Philadelphia. If you go to getmoneyfest.com, you can get information, or you can also just text the word money to 87948. Text money to 87948. I'll send you information on that, as well as a free training that I have called How to Make Money Without Working. Now, here's one other story that I saw that was really interesting. This is from the Wall Street Journal. It says that Wall Street has spent billions of dollars buying homes. So apparently Wall Street is now buying your house. That this is why home values are going up. It says here that lawmakers say investors that scooped up hundreds of thousands of houses to rent out are driving up home prices. Wall Street went on a home buying spree. Now more lawmakers want to stop it from ever happening again. Democrats in the U.S. Senate and House have sponsored legislation that would force large owners of single-family homes to sell houses to family buyers. A Republicans bill in the Ohio State Legislature aims to drive out institutional owners through heavy taxation. Lawmakers in Nebraska, California, New York, Minnesota, and North Carolina are among those proposing similar laws. While homeowner associations for years have sought to stop investors from buying and renting out houses in their neighborhoods, the legislative proposals represent a new effort by elected officials to regulate Wall Street's appetite for single-family homes. These lawmakers say that investors that have scooped up hundreds of thousands of houses to rent out are contributing to the dearth of homes for sale and driving up home prices. They argue that investor buying has made it harder for first-time buyers to compete with Wall Street-backed investment firms and their all-cash offers. So these companies are coming through with tons of cash, and they're buying up people's houses like crazy, and they're really difficult to stop. And places like Atlanta, I could have sworn I read that BlackRock and companies like that bought 1/3 of the single family homes available in Atlanta, which is kind of crazy. And so this is another thing that's sort of happening in our economy that has, on top of inflation, pushed up the values of the cost of these houses. So what I would suggest for sure is, if you're not invested in the stock market, you should be invested in the stock market, largely because these are publicly traded companies. You can own a piece of the companies that are making all this money by buying up property and renting it out. It's a natural evolution. These companies are hungry. Capitalism creates a lot of hunger and greed. So they sort of go around devouring resources and finding ways to monetize those resources. And I would encourage you to participate in that process and not just sort of be left on the sidelines. That's just my 2 cents. By the way, we're going to do financial consciousness training later on this morning. If you'd like to join us for this free class in the Black Business School, we do this every single day. Feel free to text the word morning, MORNING, to 87948. If you text morning to 87948, I will invite you. Also, if you want to get your wealth building journey started, feel free to visit us at blackmoney101.com. The black wealth problem is not a problem. It's not a problem that's unsolvable. We've already solved it. It's just a matter of implementing the solution family by family. So if you have an interest in solving the black wealth problem and hearing from a finance professor like me, as well as all of my associates, feel free to go to blackmoney101.com. We can help you out. We can get you to the next level. So hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Don't forget this podcast is on Spotify. I'm going to get on out of here because financial consciousness training starts in a couple of minutes, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.